Bombed, besieged, starved, and then shot at when they try to get some food. Hungry Palestinians are met with live bullets at so-called aid sites run by Israeli and US contractors. The controversial Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, or GHF, has been long accused of killing and wounding aid seekers. Now the Associated Press says it's obtained this leaked video from people within the GHF.
American contractors guarding the distribution sites in Gaza are using live ammunition and stun grenades against Palestinians desperately searching for food. And that's according to a new explosive report by the Associated Press. So 2 US contractors working at the Israel-US-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation spoke to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity and said they were coming forward because they were disturbed by what they considered dangerous and irresponsible practices. They said the security staff hired were often unqualified, unvetted, heavily armed, and seemed to have an open license to do whatever they wished. And it appears to be the case when you look at the death toll of Palestinians who have been shot and killed at these humanitarian aid hubs, upward of 500 individuals at this point. The numbers continue to rise. The contractors work for UG Solutions, an American outfit subcontracted to hire security personnel for the GHF. Now, they said their colleagues regularly lobbed stun grenades and pepper spray in the direction of Palestinians. One contractor said bullets were fired in all directions, in the air, into the ground, and at times toward the Palestinians, recalling at least one instance where he thought someone had been hit. During a single distribution in June, contractors used 37 stun grenades, 27 rubber and smoke scat shell projectiles, and 60 cans of pepper spray. 60 cans of pepper spray. And that's according to internal text communications that were shared by the Associated Press. Now, the contractor said that there are innocent people being hurt badly, needlessly. I would venture to say, though, especially for the Israeli contractors who are taking part in this, I don't think that's the bug. I think that's the feature. I think it's pretty clear at this point. The footage seems to corroborate those accounts. And here's another disturbing video the contractor shared with the Associated Press. Just want to give you warning because obviously it's brutal to see this level of human suffering that's only made worse by the very people who are allegedly trying to help them. Let's take a look.
Got IDF tank posted on the northwest corner.
In one video, heavily armed American security guards appear to discuss clearing Palestinians gathered to get food. At least 15 gunshots can be heard.
I think you hit one.
One contractor's testimony appears to show the mercenaries opening fire on Palestinians walking away from the aid site. Audio analysis of videos indicates the machine gun fire was close to the person filming it.
So the contractor who filmed that video said that he actually watched another contractor fire at Palestinians and then saw a man about 60 yards away drop to the ground. So what have we become? Seriously, are we proud of this? You have American contractors carrying out these acts of terror in a strip of land that's been terrorized for decades by Israel, a country that we're currently funding, aiding, and abetting in their genocide of the Palestinian people. What have we become? Is this what we're proud of?
Yeah. So Al Jazeera used the right word there. They're mercenaries. That's what we used to call these folks. And now calling them private security contractors is like calling torture enhanced interrogation. So mercenaries sign up to do this for money. They're not with the US government, they're not with the Israeli government, but the Israeli government is using them in some atrocious ways, which we're gonna explain in a second. And these mercenaries, American and otherwise, are killing Palestinian civilians in ways that are atrocious. So one of the ways we just showed you, right? And did you notice, one of them says, hey, I think you just shot one, and the other one goes, oh, hell yeah, boy. But we showed you what their conditions were. There's no one armed among the Palestinians, and they're boxed in, and they're just shooting them like fish in a barrel. And they think that's like a cool, tough guy thing. Hell yeah, you shot an unarmed civilian. Was it a kid? And how are we finding out about a lot of this? Some of the American mercenaries are coming back and talking to the Associated Press because it's destroyed it weighs so heavily on their conscience,
It should.
And the IDF soldiers now are going and talking to Haaretz because it's weighing on their conscience about how it's wanton slaughter. And so it's their own side going, what are we doing? I thought we were going to do something decent. We're just murdering civilian after civilian. And one of the mercenaries, American mercenaries, said, there was no Hamas in sight anywhere. There was no Hamas that we ever saw, no one armed we ever saw. We're just shooting at completely unarmed civilians who are trying to get food for their family. So I have a lot more on how this has turned into the Stanford prison experiment on a mass scale, right? Because they're playing Squid Games with these guys. It's like pretty literal, as I'll explain it. There's Where's Daddy, where they murder their families. And so this is like one of the sickest genocides I've ever seen. Not just in terms of the number of people killed and massively disproportionately civilians, right? But like they almost seem to be having fun with it. It has a Mengele feel to it. So I'm going to explain more of that in a second, Anna.
So that same contractor that was telling the Associated Press about what he saw in the video that we showed you, he also revealed that there is collusion between the Americans on the ground and the Israeli Defense Forces. I mean, this entire genocide has been collusion between the United States and the genocidal government of Israel. He said that American staff at the sites monitor the people coming to get food and then document anyone considered suspicious. Again, I want to reiterate what Cenk said earlier. We're talking about unarmed individuals. We're talking about desperate, starving Palestinians, okay? So they get to determine who they consider suspicious. Then they share that information with the Israeli military, presumably so the IDF can later target those people. And they will target those people. And guess what? As those innocent individuals get slaughtered, it gives the Israelis the perfect cover story. Well, the Americans told me that this guy was dangerous, suspicious. So good job, Americans. Really proud of you here. God, it's so disgusting. This is such a stain, and it will follow America and our history for the end of time. Honestly, I can't believe that this is what we're aiding and abetting. We're funding this. We won't fund Medicaid, okay, for poor Americans who need health insurance. Okay, but we'll fund this, the slaughter of innocents in Gaza. By the way, the Associated Press also confirmed that the footage was in fact legitimate by geolocating the videos. But they do note that the AP or any journalism organization cannot independently verify the contractors' specific stories. Now, why is that the case? Well, it's because Israel does not allow journalists into Gaza, meaning they cannot access the GHF sites, which, by the way, are also located in Israeli militarized zones. And I remember doing a story about how any Palestinian in a militarized zone in Gaza will get shot, no questions asked. So interesting that they've located these humanitarian aid hubs in militarized zones. But every report that we've seen about the aid distribution in Gaza make these stories extremely credible. So there was also the harrowing Haaretz report in which IDF soldiers, okay, said that they were ordered to shoot deliberately at unarmed Gazans waiting for aid. That piece was titled, "It's a Killing Field. IDF soldiers ordered to shoot deliberately at unarmed Gazans waiting for humanitarian aid." And just last night, 45 people who were attempting to receive humanitarian aid were killed in Israeli airstrikes and shootings. Because of course, again, that's not the bug, that is the feature. This is very much intentional. Anyone trying to gaslight you into believing otherwise is lying to you. Okay, this is not a moral army. This is an army full of literal terrorists who have no shame in slaughtering innocent people on a daily basis. I'm being 100% clear about that, and I mean what I'm saying. Okay, no one is going to deter me from telling the truth about what's going on. 5 were killed on the roads leading to the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation sites. Another 40 were killed while waiting for trucks carrying UN aid in several locations around Gaza. More than 500 Palestinians have been killed and hundreds more wounded since the GHF food distribution sites opened in May. Nonetheless, last month, the US government pledged $30 million more for the group to continue operations.
Okay, so look, I don't think what you're saying is even controversial at this point, other than the Israeli dead enders who are like, oh no, Israel is the greatest country. Oh, you are
Great,
all
go live in Israel.
anti-Semites.
Go live in Israel, please. We don't want you here.
Yeah,
go live
we
in
don't.
Israel.
Like, if you're one of those people, then go to your beloved Israel and have your greatest dreams come true. We sign up to the IDF and murder innocent Palestinians. Okay, but for the rest of America, we're done with it. Okay, like in terms of the voters. Now, CNN did a story the other day, showed a poll. Democrats have switched by about 46 points on Israel. Young Democrats have switched by 71 points. A majority of Republicans under 50 now don't support Israel anymore. They support the Palestinians. Because why? We're all watching Squid Games live on TV with real people. And that's not an exaggeration or a hyperbole. That's literally what the IDF soldiers are telling Haaretz. One of the operations is called Operation Salted Fish. And salted fish is the Israeli equivalent of red light, green light. And that's why he said it's a killing field. We do red light, green light with these guys, and we just, come, stop. And we just keep killing them and killing them and killing them. And by the way, that number was at over 500. Earlier today, by the end of the day, it was over 600 killed in food distribution centers because they keep slaughtering and slaughtering. So there's that one. There's the second one called Where's Daddy? So these things are interconnected because now the American mercenaries, the UN did not collect data at food distribution centers. They just gave food to starving people. But since the Israelis and the mercenaries are running this together, the Americans that are coming back home are telling the Associated Press, no, we're working with the Israelis and we're scanning all the faces to find quote unquote persons of interest or add persons of interest to the list. And how do you get to be added as a person of interest? For things like looking like you're out of place. What is that? I don't know. Some Israeli looks at the camera and goes, he looks a little out of place. You know what happens to those persons of interest later? They run Where's Daddy on him. What's that one? That one is when the AI takes the persons of interest and not only murders them, but finds anyone they might be connected to, murders them. But that's not even the worst part. Whatever is declared a person of interest, they don't kill them immediately. They wait till they go back home so they could kill their entire family by dropping a bomb on the house and murdering all the kids and the wife and everyone else. And in fact, a family today lost 6 kids under the age of 12 in one of the many bombings that happened. As Anna told you, 94 killed today. I mean, if there was 94 Israelis killed, we would have nuked someone, right? But 94 Palestinians killed every day while the Israelis are having fun playing Squid Games with innocent civilians and children. No issue at all, no issue at all. America gave them more money to do more slaughters. So I'm not done. There's more that our mercenaries are doing. And so let me read you this also from Haaretz. Today, any private contractor working in Gaza, this is graphic 9, working in Gaza with engineering equipment receives 5,000 shekels, roughly $1,500 for every house they demolish. They're making a fortune. This is an Israeli soldier saying this. From their perspective, any moment where they don't demolish houses is a loss of money, and the forces have to secure their work. The contractors, who act like a kind of sheriff, demolish wherever they want along the entire front. In order for the contractors to quote unquote protect themselves, a shooting incident breaks out and people are killed. These are areas where Palestinians are allowed to be. We're the ones who moved closer and decided they endangered us. So for a contractor to make another 5,000 shekels and take down a house, it's deemed acceptable to kill people who are only looking for food, because they have to make a few extra shekels. Literally in this case, literally. So Israel is saying to American mercenaries, oh, good news, we're gonna let you murder on our behalf. I mean, we're gonna keep slaughtering, right? We're gonna keep dropping bombs, we're gonna keep slaughtering people at food distribution centers, we're gonna do Where's Daddy and kill their children. But meanwhile, we're paying you $1,500 a pop to destroy homes. And if you see anyone near a home trying to collect food for their children, murder them. And apparently our mercenaries do. This is a stain on anyone associated with this in any way, shape, or form. Everybody's going into a museum one day and people are gonna look back and go, oh my God, they literally called the program Where's Daddy? They literally called the program Operation Salted Fish. They knew they were playing Squid Games while they were murdering children. And Israel's the moral army? Oh, come on. I mean, that kind of propaganda makes people build a loathing, right? I mean,
yep.
It's obviously one of the most immoral armies in the world, obviously. I mean, there are armies more immoral than this? Yeah, maybe you could find it in Sudan, maybe in North Korea, etc. But I mean, certainly among the most immoral armies we've ever seen in our lifetimes. So no amount of propaganda is gonna fix that. No amount of calling people anti-Semites is gonna fix that. And last thing on that. So for the supporters of Israel, they say, Israel's a Jewish state, so you're not allowed to criticize it because you're an anti-Semite. Now imagine if Muslims did something absurd like that. Said Iran is a Muslim state, Saudi Arabia is a Muslim state. So if you criticize Saudi Arabia or Iran, you're anti-Muslim and you should be fired, you should be deported, you should be denaturalized, they should take your diploma away. You're anti-Muslim. You're never allowed to criticize the Saudis. You're never allowed to criticize Iran. We would say you're a freaking lunatic, right? But they literally do that with Israel, and American media and American politicians are like, oh yeah, they're all anti-Semites. No, you murdering children is no problem at all. Oh yeah, you guys gonna do a tug of war and then pull them in and have them die and we'll do all these sick games to murder more people? Oh, that's totally fine, I'm not offended by that at all. Over 30,000 dead women and children, a stadium full of dead women and children, not offended. You criticize a Jewish state of Israel. Oh my God, you're a monster. Everything in your life should be ruined, you anti-Semite. No, it's a trick, guys. It's not about Jews at all. Right now, young Jews helped elect Mamdani in New York. Young Jewish Americans are totally against this war, okay? It has nothing to do with Jewish or not Jewish. It has to do with the sick people in charge of these governments. The Israeli government is filled with terrorists, literally. Ben-Gvir is a convicted terrorist, and it's filled with apocalyptic religious zealots who believe that God wants them to murder the Palestinians and ethnically cleanse Gaza and the West Bank so that they can have Judea and Samaria back, and that they talk to God. They're like, Yahweh, how many Palestinian children should I murder? And these people are empowered, they run a government. And our government is so corrupt, for another few shekels, they go, oh, you gave me a campaign donation, AIPAC? Well, now of course, murder any children you like. That's our politicians, they're also going in museums. And all of this funded by you and me, because those crook sons of bitch American politicians took bribe after bribe after bribe from, yes, the Israeli lobby. That is obvious. When American media tells you that's not true, they're literally lying to you. Yes, there are lobbies for all sorts of different corporations and governments, etc. But is AIPAC a giant lobby? Were they the #1 donors to Congress people in this election cycle? Yes, stone cold fact. That lobby that works for Israel, not us, not for Americans. That lobby that works for Israel controls over 80% of Congress, and the worst people on earth, they are the worst of us. Those politicians are scum, total scum. They go, oh, you want to murder children? Campaign donation. Ooh, 50,000 from AIPAC. Ooh, 500,000 from AIPAC. And the scum media who got it, oh, that's not corruption. No, you're the anti-Semite. You mentioned AIPAC, anti-Semite. No, genocide, oh, no big deal. Oh, you murdered 94 people? You murdered a family house filled with kids on purpose? No big deal. You criticized AIPAC. I am offended. God damn it, man. American media and politicians are the worst of the worst. They should all go in a genocide museum. These are the people that made the genocide in Gaza possible. Everyone on cable news and almost everyone in Congress, and obviously Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.